All right, guys. Welcome to React and Chill. On this channel, there's two things I like to do, and that's React and Chill. Going to be just actually chilling, talking about a topic here. So I like both Baby Metal and The Warning. I find them to be both very entertaining. I like what they offer. I like what they bring. Some people might think that I will just clap and celebrate whatever it is someone sends me for, just be. I don't know. It seems kind of weird that you would think that, but I think there might be some people that do. When it comes to music preferences, that can be a very interesting journey, can't it? Sometimes you find yourself drawn to artists or bands that seem worlds apart, and they will captivate you in their own unique ways. And this is why, this happened with Baby Metal. Both Baby Metal and The Warning were bands, were artists that like intrigued me. And the way I was introduced to them was very interesting to me. Baby Metal, I told that story many times, but like when I first heard them, it was by accident, and I was like amazed by what I heard. I was like, I never heard anything like this before, and it was like this live performance of "Catch Me If You Can," where at that time they had what they used, a kami band. The kami band, Kami, means like God, like the God band or whatever. It's the band that plays behind them when they play live, and like when I heard them play, it was so cool what they're doing. It was definitely very metal. And then all of a sudden there was like these high pitch, like super sugary J-pop voices. And this, of course, this was on over in my car radio when I was hearing it. And I was like, what in the world am I listening to? This is amazing. This is like a combination that should not exist, but it does exist. Like you wouldn't think it would work. But it does work. It does. At least for those who got hooked to it and fell in love with Baby Metal, you cannot convince them otherwise. Like myself and others, like we're convinced that this combination works and we like it. We want more of it. Keep on delivering it. We like it. It is this cool J-pop metal sensation, and I really enjoy it. Meanwhile, The Warning, and I was introduced to The Warning through actually this channel. What was it? I was fans of Bandmade, and The Warning and Bandmade had some sort of crossover with an Aftershock. And during that time, I was like, who is The Warning? What is this band? And The Warning I found pretty much through doing the reaction channel. And I was like, wow. This is amazing stuff, and I saw the early videos, when they're literally children playing, and I was like, "Whoa, these kids have some amazing talent. What's going on here?" And then, to follow them along their journey, and I was like, "Wow!" And one thing I really enjoy with them is just that the rock sound that I really enjoy, and that's The Warning, and so they offer completely different things, and I think it works for what you're looking for. So. Yeah, and to break this down a little bit more here, I guess, what is Baby Metal? I already kind of explained that a little bit here, but, Baby Metal, in short, is like, let's say like a blend of J-pop and heavy metal. It's any more now, it's kind of like the J-pop element, like musically, I don't really hear as much as I did from the earlier songs, but the formation is the same. Like I say, band. But I'll be honest with you, be clear, Baby Metal's not a band in the traditional sense, not like in the Western sense that makes sense to, I guess people outside of Japan. Baby Metal is the product or the result of a J-pop unit that was designed to be, they were designed to play metal from the beginning or be kind of like a metal J-pop group. That was intended, but even in the very beginning stages, they did not even have like a live band playing behind them or any of that. It was the backing tracks. It was treated the same way like a J-pop unit would be, and it was like very shoestring budget and all that. So they're not. So when people say they're not a band, like I don't really get offended by that, or I understand it's like, well, not the same way you would say, let's say Slipknot or Metallica or even The Warning is a band, It's very different, especially in the music creation. It's very different. It's there's a lot of backing influences, producers and staffed writers and stuff involved that are paid to um, paid to create songs that are just going to be good and just bangers. Okay. I mean, that's what it is. You got a team of writers. You got a team of writers to engineer this thing and make it great. Okay. That's what it is. But they created this thing, what some people call kawaii metal or cute metal, whatever. You could definitely hear that in the earlier songs there. And the thing that they offer that's very unique from, let's say, a band like The Warning is, well, the live show there's like this big focus on choreography and high energy performances, and they have collaborated with cool seasoned musicians. You know, they did a collab with Tom Moreno. They did a collab with Electric Cowboy. You know that, okay. Some smaller collabs too. There's some there's one with Sabaton. You know, very cool stuff. They're a fun group. Like, I really enjoy them for the fun they bring and the high energy there. I just like that stuff there. And they have a wide range of like the variants of metal, if you will. I don't know why I put that in quotes. Like the different types of styles of metal. Like you have Gimme Chocolate, which is more like kind of like more thrash. It's just more like that. Then you have like Road of Resistance, which is more like power metal. Okay. And yeah, so they have different styles. And then you have The Warning. And The Warning, as we know, is an awesome rock band from Mexico. And you have three sisters, Danny, Pau, and Alejandra. You know, and they formed this band in 2013, was right? And they were just like a family band. They're just playing covers. And then that their family saw that had potential, and they recorded a few of their covers for YouTube. And then that's kind of what leads to their kind of like the beginning of their success story, which is something that was like it was just amazing to them as well. You know, it's something that like, wow, they were presented with this opportunity based on what people saw in them, the promise in them, and they did not throw away that opportunity. If anything, they seized it, and they really did a lot with it. I mean, in a very short time, they went from being in a, playing in a garage or playing in some sort of home studio. I'm not sure where they're playing. It went from that to like now, touring all over the world, playing really cool shows, big rock arenas, rock festivals, and having a record nominated for a Latin Grammy and all that stuff. Which I didn't even go over all the achievements that BABYMETAL had, and I'm not. This is not comparing. This is not a contest. This is not framed to be a contest, guys. Okay. Yeah, BABYMETAL's had lots of achievements too. The Warning has lots of achievements as well in their own right for what they do. What I'm saying is, the Warning, they offer. They're a rock band, and if you're looking for a rock sound, you're going to get that from them. And I mean, that's what you're looking for. I mean, you wouldn't go to BABYMETAL looking for like a rock band sound. No, that's not what you do. And I wouldn't go to The Warning looking for like a BABYMETAL sound. No, that's not what one would be doing that for. They offer something unique, and I like both of that, and I like all of that there, and I don't see any problem with liking that. I guess some say there can only be one. I guess some people are like that. There are some super fans that are like that. In response to that, I'm like, well, that's cute. Clearly, there's more than one band in the world out there. Okay, all right, and well, I like The Warning. I think they're great. I think they're amazing what they do. I also think that about like BABYMETAL and then other bands that I follow on this channel as well, like Love Bites and Bandmade, and then the musical styles, I mean, very different. BABYMETAL has more like a kind of a cutesy sound, like especially in the early days. The later songs on, let's say, like the other one, they have that. They still kind of have a little bit of that kawaii voice going on there, but it definitely not as much compared to like Doki Doki Morning and stuff like that from their earlier days. They do use backing musicians, the Kami band, um, when they play live. But that band, as far as we know, as far as like this, as far as we know right now, anyway, are not included in the actual like recording of the studio album, which is something that maybe they could look at changing. Which because that would be kind of cool if they were allowed to do that. But I'm sure there's reasons. There's probably all sorts of reasons, right? Whereas the Warning, they are a straightforward rock sound. They provide a straightforward rock sound, straightforward rock band. They have really cool stuff that they do there, and you will hear sounds kind of influenced from like the Muse, Foo Fighters, and Metallica. They don't do any. There's not any like choreography. I wouldn't expect that from the Warning. But they do have really good stage presence. I do like that. Alejandra is very animated when she's playing the bass. Oh man, the camera loves her for sure. Pal, the drummer, she's behind the drum kit, but I say it whenever I get a chance. She's pretty much the front woman. She pretty much is. Even though she's behind the drum kit, she has so much power, so much of a presence. It's like she's front center stage. You get what I'm saying? But so like as far as what they have in common, what I like from both of them is like the high energy performances. I'm going to get a high energy performance. If I see a BABYMETAL live or the Warning live, I'm expecting a good show. And I'm going to get a good show because they deliver in that. Even on their sick days, even when they're not feeling well, even if something happens live, they always power through and they deliver a really good performance. They execute the songs seamlessly, and it's satisfying, and it makes me happy, and that's all I'm asking for. I think in some ways, and I'll say this here, they do have another thing in common is they do break stereotypes. Now, this part, some people may roll their eyes, but it is true. There's truth to this. BABYMETAL does challenge the traditional role of metal. They also, I would say, especially from like the West, you don't really see a lot of Japanese artists really breaking through like this, like into the Western market, and it's kind of cool to see them do that. It does kind of open the door for others as well. That's kind of nice, and you could say Bandmate does the same thing or is doing it. Yeah, and that's true. They are, and you know what? I would say the same for any of these awesome Japanese bands. They are, but BABYMETAL, I would argue, has like a bigger. I don't. You know what? I don't know. Who has a bigger influence on the West? Okay, what Japanese artist has a bigger influence on the West? Like, is it BABYMETAL, Bandmate? Is it maybe none? Maybe it's actually. Oh wait, what if it's a whole other Japanese artist that I barely react to, but I should? Like what was her name? Yaobi? I'm butchering their name. I'm pretty sure. Or pet, But anyway, what I'm saying is, it's very cool to see. There is another stereotype that they break, especially with the Warning here. Is I think they both kind of defy the expectations of what young females can do in the world of metal and rock. That is true. Some people may roll their eyes. Rock is definitely been dominated by men. Oh my God, here I go. Oh, I'm a social justice warrior. Whatever. But that's not what's happening here. That stuff is old anyway, right? What I'm saying is, like, dude, that's cool to see. It's cool to see that, like, first off, I like the Warning, their story there. They started off as, like, very little girls. They were like children, literally children. Their instruments bigger than them. And they were on this amazing journey where even as kids, they produce really cool songs that have great hooks and they're fun to listen to. And they carried on their journey, and they just created awesome music, man. It's a great story. It's a great story to follow, man. And it's inspiring. I'd imagine. Wait, no, I don't have to imagine. We know there are bands that have been inspired by the Warning to do their thing, like Freeze to Fall. Yeah, and they're a cool band too. All right, so yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, that's what I like out of this. I like from the Warning. I like their journey, their story. and what it does as far as spreading influence and inspiring others. And for BABYMETAL, I really enjoy how it opens the door for other Japanese artists that I find to be really talented and to definitely get attention, and which is so good for me. Good for me. I find I'm satisfied by it. It makes me happy, and I think it's cool to see. So that's what I really get out of these two bands, these two artists, these two performances. So yeah, they're very different, but I don't see any issue of liking both or loving both, really. They're totally different genres, totally different styles, different experiences. There might be a similarity as far as you're going to have a fun, good time. You're going to be headbanging during some BABYMETAL. You will. Songs like Headbanger, songs like BABYMETAL Death. Oh, yeah, you're definitely headbanging. Okay. All right. And you're definitely going to be headbanging and have a good time with The Warning. Okay. So it's really just about moods. It's about vibes. It's about emotion. It's not about labels. Like some people I think try to make it about labels. Like you listen to this, it makes you that. I say take that label and just shove it up to there. Like labels is something for like high school. Are you in high school? Are we doing that now? Are we doing that again? Why? You could shove that label up your ass. Okay. Yeah. Don't worry about the labels. Just if you like it, you like it, man. That's all that matters. It's very simple. If you like it, you like it. And if anyone tells you, oh, you shouldn't like it, well, based on what? Based on what they say? Who's they? Who are they? That's just some asshole, some random asshole. Okay. Everyone has, it's like, okay, yeah, well, I just don't give it any attention. Just move on, just carry on and enjoy what it is you listen to. Enjoy the bands you like. Anyway, I wanted to share my thoughts about this because it's entirely possible to love both BABYMETAL and The Warning, despite their differences. Music is it's an evolving journey, and being open to different styles of sounds, I think, only enhances your experience in life. You notice on this channel, there's been more singers lately. Singers, yeah, and I don't have a problem with that. I think having a more, and the word diversity, some people kind of like roll their eyes on with that, but I think having a more diverse taste of different music styles can enhance your life experience. There's a time and place for some blues. There's a time and place for some jazz. There's a time and place for some rock or heavy metal. Okay, it's like you definitely, and if you follow me in my other reactions of the different styles and stuff, like you do get a different emotional feel from the different styles. That's a whole other video. I could do. I'll save that thought right there. With that said, you guys take it easy and have a good one.